Have you ever met someone who's just a burst of sunshine? That was Sarah. The life of every party, the one with the infectious laugh who could make anyone smile. She was always on the go, surrounded by friends, living life to the absolute fullest. From weekend hikes to spontaneous city trips, Sarah's energy seemed endless. She was the friend you called for a good time, the one who lit up every room she entered. But slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, the light began to dim. Sarah started turning down invitations. Just tired, she'd say with a smile, but her eyes told a different story. The vibrant energy that once defined her was replaced by a quiet exhaustion. She was still Sarah, still smiling, still laughing, ... But it felt like an echo. She was trying so hard to keep up appearances, to be the person everyone expected her to be. But behind the brave face, a silent battle was raging. Something was wrong, and she was fighting it all alone. Inside, Sarah's world was shrinking. Simple tasks that used to be effortless now felt like climbing a mountain. Getting out of bed required a monumental effort. Answering a phone call sent her heart racing. Her mind was a constant storm of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. At work, she'd stare at her computer screen, the words blurring together as a wave of panic washed over her. With her friends, she'd put on the same old smile, laugh at the right moments, but feel a million miles away, like she was watching her own life through a thick pane of glass. This invisible weight was crushing her, but the thought of burdening anyone else felt even heavier, so she kept quiet, hoping that if she just pushed hard enough, she could power through it on her own. The isolation was deafening, but someone was watching, not with judgment, but with concern. Her best friend, Lily. Lily noticed the little things. The way Sarah's smile never quite reached her eyes anymore. The slight tremor in her hands when she thought no one was looking. The way she'd go quiet in the middle of a lively conversation. Lily knew something was wrong, but she also understood that pushing for an explanation wasn't the answer. Sarah wasn't ready to talk, and forcing her would only make her retreat further. So Lily decided to offer a different kind of support, a silent one. She didn't ask probing questions or offer unsolicited advice. Instead, she just showed up. During their lunch breaks, if Sarah was quiet, Lily would just sit with her in comfortable silence, sharing the space without demanding a conversation. Sometimes a simple text would pop up on Sarah's phone, "Thinking of you," or a funny meme with no pressure to reply. One afternoon, Lily appeared at Sarah's desk with her favorite lavender tea, placing it down with a gentle smile before walking away. These weren't grand gestures. They were small, quiet acts of presence. They were Lily's way of saying, "I'm here. You're not alone. And you don't have to explain a thing." For Sarah, who felt like she was drowning, these quiet moments were like little pockets of air, were lifelines of unspoken understanding, reminding her that even in her silence, she was seen. Then came the day the dam finally broke. It was a Tuesday, nothing special about it, but the weight had become unbearable. A simple mistake at work sent Sarah spiraling. She locked herself in the break room, her breath catching in her throat as tears streamed down her face. She felt the familiar grip of panic, but this time, it was too much to handle alone. She fumbled for her phone and called Lily, her voice a choked whisper. Lily was there in minutes. She didn't say much, just wrapped her arms around Sarah as she sobbed. And in that raw, vulnerable moment, the words finally came tumbling out. Sarah confessed everything, the anxiety, the fear, the crushing loneliness. Through her tears, she looked at Lily and said, "Thank you for just being here. When I couldn't talk, you didn't leave. Your presence was everything." It was a profound release. A moment of realizing she didn't have to carry this immense burden by herself any longer. The quiet support had built a bridge for her to finally cross. From that day forward, something shifted in Sarah. The weight on her shoulders didn't disappear overnight, but it felt significantly lighter. She started talking more, not just to Lily, but to her other friends, and eventually a professional. She learned that vulnerability wasn't a weakness, but a source of connection. She was still Sarah, but now her smile was genuine again, her laughter free. She found joy in the simple moments, surrounded by friends who now understood her journey. True friendship, she realized, isn't always about loud declarations or fixing problems. Sometimes it's about the quiet, unwavering presence of someone who is willing to sit with you in the dark until you're ready to find the light again. It's about showing up, without words, without expectations, and simply being there. That silent support was the most powerful language of all, and it's where her healing truly began. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider sharing it. Sometimes the quietest messages are the ones that need to be heard the most. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that explores the power of human connection. See you next time.